Hey guys, welcome back. So Becca has left me alone for the night. She's off with her friends, I believe, at the parks tonight. So she has left me to my own devices. I know, terrifying. But I wanted to try this format and see if we like it, if you guys like it, if it comes across as too weird or whatever. So let me know. But I want to do 4 of these videos, basically just talking about what is fun to do at the parks. You know, maybe it's your first time coming to Anaheim. Maybe it's your 40th time coming to Anaheim and to the Disneyland Resort. Maybe you're a cast member that hasn't thought about this kind of stuff. Maybe you don't have any connections to the park and you're like, I don't know what it's even about. I'm probably not even gonna go, but you're just browsing YouTube at midnight and came across my video. Welcome. So I'm gonna do 4 of these videos: Disneyland, DCA, Downtown Disney, and then just the whole resort in general. But today I just wanted to start with Disneyland Park, my top 10 favorite things, Becca's and I favorite things to do as a former cast member. And I could go over all of the attractions. I won't. I'll mention a few of them that I really enjoy doing, but if you can get on all of them, great, with all the lines and stuff. But I'm going to talk about more of like the deep cut stuff, the stuff that you're like, I don't need to do that. That doesn't seem like fun. That doesn't, whatever that might be. But yeah, let's get into it because I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm going to do 10 to 1, and then I'm going to give you one that I think you could probably skip. As with all of these, your results may vary. Your opinions may vary. If they do, great. I would love to hear about them. If at any time you disagree with me or super agree with me, drop down into the comments and let me know. Let me know what you guys think about my top 10. But with that in mind, let's go over the top 10 things that I like to do at Disneyland. Starting at number 10, it is Bengal barbecue. It's one of those, it has a mobile order, it's got really good food. The prices have gone up recently, so that's not super great, but I think for what you're getting there, it's really, really good. And it's not the same kind of park food that you're gonna find, burgers, chicken fingers, fries. Not that that's not good, but it's something different. It's something, it's in Adventureland, it's kind of hidden. But like I said, you can mobile order it, which is really nice because they do tend to get a really long line. And then once in a while, they have some really cool seasonal stuff. I remember the Jungle Julep, purple slush drink, was supposed to only be here temporarily, and it's stuck around for 5 whatever years, even through COVID. I like the pork belly. My wife does not, but it's very good. I highly recommend checking out Bengal barbecue as a snack. When you're getting into the park and like, I need something before my main dinner meal, go to Bengal barbecue. It's really good food. Number 9 is the flag retreat. If you know, Walt was super patriotic, loved the country. This is just something that, as a cast member, I got to see a lot when I was working on Main Street. Security comes out. There used to be this gentleman, Gunning, who used to do it, who was fantastic. I don't believe he's there anymore. Correct me if I'm wrong, please. But it's basically, I don't remember exactly what time it is. Also, someone please correct me. What time of the day it is. They ask all veterans that are in earshot, basically, if you served our country, come stand around the flag, and then the flag gets lowered in a very super respectful manner. The Disneyland band is there. There's a voiceover that happens. It's really cool, and it only takes less than 10 minutes. You wouldn't really know about it if you're like, oh, we need to get somewhere else. But if you can spare the 5 minutes or whatever it is, highly recommend it. It's very cool. It's very, very cool to see kind of the real world come into the park. You know what I mean? So, yeah. Number 8, great moments with Mr. Lincoln. Now, I know this is maybe a splitting, some people absolutely love this and can't go to Disneyland without doing it. Some people are like, no, the big boom in the middle of the show scares me horribly. To know how that attraction came to be with the audio animatronics and seeing the vintage videos of the guy, wearing this huge gear, just lifting up, and then the audio animatronic is doing it. Absolutely fantastic. And again, the fact that Walt loved Lincoln and loved this, it shows the importance of the attraction and why it's there. With that being said, I heard a rumor. I'm doing this list. I actually came across an article. I don't know if it's true. We'll see. I don't know if I have a mixed feeling on it yet. I think there's going to be a new show going into that theater with Walt. I think they're going to do a Walt animatronic. Now that I talk about it, I think at D23 they announced something like that. If you guys have any more information, drop it in the comment. But yeah, it's a cool theater. Especially if it's 108 in the shade in Anaheim, and you're like, I need to not be in the sun right now. Go just hang out in the theater. Go check out the history of the country and watch one of our old presidents come to life. It's extremely cool. I again highly recommend it. Number 7 here is watch the bands. Watch the live entertainment that happens. I say bands in quotes because it's, they have the Disneyland band, the Pearly band in Fantasyland. There's a pirate band that happens sometimes in New Orleans. And then of course the Dapper Dans, who their band is their voice. Just any live entertainment that's out there, it's so cool, and it's free with your price of admission. To see the live music that's happening around the park is really, really, I think it's what separates Disney and the Disney Corporation from other theme parks. It's just very cool. It's fun to walk down Main Street and hear the Dapper Dans singing, or the Disneyland band is coming, guys, let's watch them. And you see a cavalcade with Mickey and his friends, and the Disneyland band is right behind them. Or the All-American College band that happens with the college kids that are doing the college program. It's just extremely cool. If you have been in any of those bands that I listed, drop in the comments and please tell us what your experience was. We would love to read about, how you brought your instrument to life at the Disneyland Resort. It's super fun and super cool. Number 6, and I might be a little biased on this one, is Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. And I know it got mixed reviews when it first came out. It was a huge press release, and then people said it was meh. I actually was a cast member. I opened Galaxy's Edge in attractions, along with some of my friends. And it was really cool to kind of see, how it got made and that kind of thing. I got to meet some cool people. But just as a Star Wars fan, as a nerd, as a true nerd, go walk around. Go just immerse yourself in the land that they built. Because if you just forget kind of where you are and how much you paid to be there, it's super cool to walk around. You see the stormtroopers over there. You're like, I probably don't want to get questioned by them. You're drinking this floral green milk or whatever it is. If you let yourself be immersed, you'll be immersed, and it's very cool. Again, I could go on about the 2 attractions that are there that are awesome. The food is fantastic. Get a Ronto wrap. You'll thank me. My wife would like to shout out the coffee there, with the Cocoa Puffs on top. It is, I believe, her favorite coffee in the entire park. She'll correct me later if I'm wrong. I know she will. But yeah, just go check it out. If you've heard the bad reviews about it, like, oh, it didn't live up to whatever, it doesn't matter. It's gonna be how you perceive it. I would check it out. Galaxy's Edge has a place in my heart. It's always very cool. Highly recommend. Number 5. This is a fun one. Soup and cookies. They don't have to go together, but they can. So right outside of Haunted Mansion, there's the Harbor Galley is what it's called. And there's soup throughout the park. You can get it. The jambalaya is elsewhere and stuff like that. But they have a really good clam chowder. They have a really good broccoli cheese soup. It comes in a bread bowl. It's one of those that you're like, even on the 108 days, you're like, I want soup in a bread bowl. Like that's what we want. And even when you get home, you're like, I really wish I had soup in a bread bowl. And the fact that it's not, a 5-minute walk away is really upsetting and sad. But so the soup is fantastic. I would highly recommend it. And I think there's a rotational soup. Then they've got broccoli cheddar, clam chowder, jambalaya, maybe another one. But at the same place, they also started doing cookies for Christmas. For Christmas, they did gingerbread cookies, and they were not like the ones that you could get, the Mickey ones. They were just regular cookies. Delicious. I'm not a huge fan of gingerbread cookies. Those were absolutely amazing. But regularly, they just do chocolate chip cookies. I love a good cookie. This is a good cookie. So go check out Soup and Cookies at the Harbor Gallery. It's very fun. It's off to the side. You wouldn't really know what it is if you didn't look at it. But go check it out. It's a lot of fun. Number 4, and this one also has a place in my heart because I used to work, also before I worked in Galaxy's Edge, I worked in Fantasyland. It's where I got hired in back on Halloween in 2015. it's all the Fantasyland classics. So all the rides that are behind the castle, so Peter Pan, Snow White, the carousel, that kind of thing. Just sometimes they have a long wait. I know Peter Pan has a longer wait, but it's worth it. It's worth it just to see, like, to be a kid again. Because when I went on those rides for the first time, I was with my parents, and I was not old enough to know exactly what was happening, and it was just kind of fun to be immersed in Mr. Toad. And now that there's not a Mr. Toad in Florida, we have him over here, and it's fun. You know, I know you go to hell. It's fine. It's although it's not fine again when it's 109 in the shade and the cast member has not turned the heat off. That's a lot. But no, definitely go check out the Fantasyland Classics because it's cool. It's cool. Go do all the rides. Go do the carousel. The carousel is super cool. So the rumor that I've heard with the carousel, and it's a little tangent, but hang on here with me. The rumor that I heard with the carousel is that the middle of the carousel, so middle, is a certain number of miles away to the middle of the carousel where Walt sat on the park bench and thought of Disneyland, where he was, you guys might know that story. He was watching his daughter play on this carousel on a bench, and, Disneyland, great. So that number of miles, this is a rumor, I don't know if this is true, that number of miles is 33, and that's where we get Club 33 from. I think there are some other explanations as to why Club 33 is Club 33, but that's my favorite story to tell. Please take that piece of Disney trivia that hasn't been confirmed, but it's one of my favorites. Number 3 is the Rivers of America boats. Both of them are just super cool. And again, now that they're not going to have them in Florida, because that's being turned into Cars Land, which I think is going to be really cool, but that's another video. It's so cool. We watched Pirates of the Caribbean the other night. Caribbean, take your pick. We watched Pirates the other night, and just to kind of look at that ship, that set, and then know that there's a pirate ship that you can go like walk on the Columbia. It's very cool. And then they set it up for Fantasmic later in the night. It's just a cool thing to do, and it's walk on usually. You get to explore the entire ship. The Columbia, I know, does a big bang. They try to fire and make it more piratey and immersive. The Columbia is very cool. I don't know. It's just something that like I used to do as a kid, and it's always going to be here. But yeah. Number 2, get a corn dog. You can get corn dogs almost anywhere in the resort. The best corn dog that I have found is the corn dog cart, right? So the little red cart, as you're going down Main Street, it's on the right-hand side, next to like the baby care center and first aid. It's the best corn dog. It has mobile order, which is best, but it's not greasy. Comes with chips. Did you go to Disneyland if you didn't get a corn dog? That's anytime Becca and I are like, do we want this for dinner? Do you want soup? Do you want? I don't know what to do let's just get a corn dog, and we're always happy with it. We've only had a few corn dogs where it's like, I don't know that I would. That wasn't a very good one, but it's nothing that I'm never gonna be like, I'm never gonna get another corn dog because they're good. Again, get a corn dog. You'll thank me later. If you haven't already had one, and if you know, you know. If you haven't already, it's awesome. My number 1, and again, a little biased because I used to work here, is at the Royal Theater. The Royal Theater is next to the castle on the left side if you're looking at the castle. Fantasy Fair is there as well. You can go meet the princesses and get their signatures and chat with them. But the theater is right outside of that. It is one of the original floors of the park, and I'll explain that in a minute. But the theater itself, you just sit on benches and you listen to Elizabethan players basically recreate a story. They've previously have done Frozen, but I think they've gone back to just the 2 of Beauty and the Beast and Tangled. And you actually get to see Belle come out and portray her story. And you see Rapunzel come out, and I think Flynn Rider's in it too. They come out and help the players tell their story, and it's very funny. It's not the entire movie, so you're not going to be sitting there for an hour and a half or whatever it is. It's very cool to watch. It's fun for the kids. It's fun for the parents. But the reason that it's probably number 1 on my list is for the swing dancing. And at the time of recording this, I don't know if they've brought it back. Please, again, if you know, drop it in the comments and tell us. Pre-COVID, when I used to work there back in 15 to whatever it was, weekends they would have swing dancing. So they would invite a local jazz band or have their house jazz band come in and set up on the stage. We'd move out all the benches, and that floor that Walt and Lily danced on, they could, people could come and dance on the floor, and it was really super fun. It was a great shift. I used to love always doing those. It just was fun to watch, and it was bringing something that used to happen at Disney kind of back. I don't know. As you can probably tell, I'm kind of in my head about it. It was a lot of fun. So in the daytime, go check it out because it's a cute show. It's funny. It's a good break, in the middle of your day. And then if they're still doing it, fingers crossed, definitely go check out swing dancing. You won't regret it. It's really, really fun to watch. Even if you're there for just 2 minutes, take a look at it. There's some people that are, dedicated and really good at it too. So yeah, those were my top 10 things to do at the Disneyland Park. Like I said earlier, I'm going to tell you one that maybe I would skip. Again, your results may vary. My skip for Disneyland is any non-fireworks nighttime show. I'm not going to include Fantasmic in this because that has its own video that might happen later. Fantasmic's great. If you can see it, do it. I'm talking about at the castle or at Small World, the other one, when it's just projections. They're cool, don't get me wrong. It's a super cool show. The music is catchy. It's an earworm. It'll stay in your brain. But think about it. If everyone's going to do that, all the lines are going to be a lot less. Go to Space Mountain. Go to Jungle Cruise. Go to Matterhorn. Take advantage of the maybe less lines like that. If there are fireworks included, maybe reconsider and go do it. But again, my skip would be the non-fireworks nighttime show. Again, as of all of these 11 through 1, basically, your results may vary. But yeah, so that was the Disneyland Park. Again, more of these videos I'll do with other elements of the Disneyland Resort. But I'm gonna leave you here for now. Again, if you hated this format, let me know. If you thought it was fun, also let me know. If you're new to the channel, like, subscribe, do all the fun things that I used to make fun of people for saying at the end of their videos. Really helps us out, especially when we're trying to launch this thing. And yeah, thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it. And please, like I've said it the entire time, if you have any other tips, tricks, stories from your past, anything you want to say about anything that I said, jump into the comments. We'll have a nice fun chat about it. Thank you guys. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and bye.